Shaykhi.
Could you explain the fidya for the people?
Understood. The fidya, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First and foremost is fasting went through different stages. Ramadan evolved. There was a time in which things were different. Right now, we're living in the final stage. On this day, I've completed for you your religion, Allah tells us. So fasting is mandatory upon those who fulfill its conditions of age, meaning past puberty, sound mind, a person isn't traveling, a person isn't sick, so on and so forth, all right? A woman who's breastfeeding, pregnant, a mujahid, someone who's fighting in Allah's cause. If that's not the case, if you're at home, then you have to fast with those conditions. Now, and if you have health issues, then you're at a fork in the road. The health issue is either going to be temporary or it's going to be chronic. As far as a temporary health issue, then you are not to pay a fidya. Rather, you're to wait until Ramadan, until you're better, and then you make up your missed days. You got into a car accident, you broke your leg, they got you on painkillers, meds, whatever. Something's wrong with you. You have a severe type of rash or a stomach illness, and the doctor says 3 months you have to take the pills or such and such. You make up those fasts later. As far as Crohn's disease or cancer or diabetes or something that's chronic and terminal, in which in most cases Allah is a shafi, He's the one who cures. But in most cases, the foreseeable future, the disease isn't going to go away. And in most cases, next year you're going to be in the same situation. So that person is to pay the fidya. Every day that he or she is not fasting, you are to feed one poor Muslim. Give one poor Muslim a moderate meal. The fidya can also apply to women who are breastfeeding, women who are pregnant. Okay, and of course there are details regarding that we've explained in different lectures before. As far as traveling or temporary sickness, no fidya. As far as the one who can fast, he's a little old, he's a little, mature, but it's a little difficult for him, then he can also pay the fidya. And of course, you have to use your discretion. Someone says, I'm strong, I'm good, I don't need to do it. And another older brother, he says, I can do it, but why punish myself? I'm getting older, I need to eat properly, I need to sleep properly, etc. Let alone with the advice of the physician and the doctor, right? Wallahu ta'ala alam. Hopefully that's clear. And the fidya is going to be a moderate meal for every day that you miss. And the people that you feed should be Muslims. And it's best to give the food locally. It should be a meal. And if you send it overseas to people who are more needy, that's fine. As long as you make sure that they're taking care of it for you. And that's done for poor people and not for any other cause. Wallahu ta'ala alam. Khair, inshallah. Any other questions? Questions coming from online from Chicago, Illinois, and this was UT. What is the best dua to ask Allah during the month of Ramadan? There's so many different du'as to make, which are all good and all splendid. I would advise you to look at your life. What type of life are you leading? Right? Are you pious? Are you righteous? Are you a little, slip from time to time, sinful? Are you out there like that? What are you doing? And of course, one of the best du'as is asking Allah to forgive you and making tawbah. And of course, you're going to make dua in your sujood, in your qunut al-witr. You're going to make dua at the time of iftar, as the Prophet ﷺ encourages us, that Allah emancipates many people from hell at the time of iftar, for them making dua, etc. All right, so you have to look at yourself. And of course, you should stick to the prophetic du'as, the most comprehensive du'as, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Wallahu ta'ala alam. Next question is coming from initials HS, Dubai, UAE. How to retain info and gain benefit from reading through Islamic books, or even heart-softening books from Ibn al-Qayyim, for example. Well, first and foremost is books are different. All books are meant to be memorized or even to retain the information. And I would advise you is that when you're reading certain books, don't think about memorizing. Just read the book. That's all you got to do. And inshallah ta'ala, if and when that benefit sticks with you, alhamdulillah, just keep reading, keep studying. You come across a benefit, you write it down. Something interesting, you write it down. Something confusing that you don't understand, you write it down. But The books that are meant to be read and looked through, don't think about memorizing. As far as the smaller books that you're trying to memorize, that's a different story. As far as the information that's meant to be memorized, that's a different story. But when you're just reading, don't think about memorizing. That's a personal tip from me. And in most cases, when you remove yourself from the battlefield, right, you end up having a better battle. You end up retaining more and getting more without thinking about it. Instead of all consciously, I gotta get this, I gotta get that. So let alone you won't get finished the book. So one of the things that will help you bi'idhnillahi ta'ala with regards to reading and memorizing is knowing that books are of different natures, as we explained in the way of the disciple. Some books are for review, some books are for memorization, some books are only for reference, some books are for research, and that's it. So you have to get acquainted with your tools, your library, right? And bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, don't think too much. You know, what I'm going to sound like, how I'm going to say, I'm going to just bismillah. Just read, inshallah ta'ala, and allow the benefits, allow your brain to do its work. That's what I would say to you. As far as it's something that you are trying to memorize and retain, write it down. As many of the Sahaba and the Salaf would say, قَيِّدُ الْعِلْمَ بِالْكِتَابِ. They would say, write things down. Write it down. Memory is treacherous. Right? And then, inshallah, when you write it down, you repeat it, you go over it, you share those fawaid bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Wallahu alam. Next question is coming from Birmingham, UK. Initial is KS. Does inhaling bukhur break the fast? In general, no. In general. If you smell the fumes or the smoke from bukhur or oud, it doesn't necessarily break your fast. As far as the person is inhaling, intentionally taking in the smoke into his nostrils, his system, then some scholars hold the view that it will break the fast, because that which enters, that which goes inside your body and reaches your innards, your insides, throat, ear, eyes, chest, any other part of your body, many of them hold the view that that breaks the fast. Ma yasilu ilal jawf. Anything that goes on the internal sense of your body, they say it breaks the fast. And other scholars, they say rather eating, drinking, sexual intercourse. And anything which is exact to eating, drinking, and sexual intercourse, like IVs and stuff. What's important is when you're fasting, don't intentionally inhale any type of smoke. And we all know that smoke has an essence to it, hence a smoke detector. The smoke detector goes off because the smoke has a body to it, and it sets off of the sensor. So be mindful of that. Wallahu ta'ala alam. Questions coming from Reading, UK. Initials TA. We miss you, Mufti. Please come and visit us in Reading. Barakallahu feek. May Allah love you and your loved ones. Ameen. Jazakallahu khairan. Thank you very much for the kind words. We love the brothers and sisters in the UK for the sake of Allah. We have love for the disciples there. And hopefully when Allah wants us back, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, we'll have the ability to go back and see you guys. Inshallah ta'ala. Jazakallahu khairan. Question is coming from London, UK. Initials AA. Is there a specific dua for those seeking marriage? In general, you want to make dua, Allahumma aghnini bifadlika amma siwaka. Allahumma aghnini bifadlika amma siwaka. Oh Allah, enrich me and allow me to dispense from others. Give me so much from your bounty that I won't need others. And obviously getting married, being married is a type of richness. And many teachers overseas, when someone wasn't married, they would call them miskeen. Not that he was poor, that he didn't have any money, but he was just, miskeen. A grown man, not married, you have no woman to go home to or wake up to, you're miskeen. Poor and unfortunate, right? And Allah Azza wa Jalla mentions in the Quran, حَتَّى يُغْنِيَهُمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ, until Allah enriches them from His bounty. With regards to those who aren't married, to be pious. And this is one of the most important pieces of advice for those who aren't married, is stay away from the haram. Hold down, be patient, don't fall into the haram. And that is the reason behind Allah blessing you with His bounty. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should knows best. I believe that's all the time we have tonight. Jazakumullah khairan. Sallallahu sallam mubarak ala abdihi wa rasulihi nabina wa imamina Muhammad.